You are listening to Franchise City, interviews with franchises.
We have an exciting interview today in the daycare childhood education franchise space. Richard Huffman is the founder, president, and CEO of Celebree Schools. Richard grew the brand from a single preschool into the company that it is today. In his current role, Richard shares his expertise, insights, and leadership with Celebree School franchisees while continuing to shape Celebree's short-term and long-term vision. Over the course of more than 2 decades, Richard has grown Celebree from a single location into Maryland's largest privately held chain of child care centers. Richard, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Robert. Thanks for having me.
You bet. So Celebree, for anybody who's not familiar with your schools, can you give us just a basic overview of the brand and what it is that you do?
Yeah, I would describe Celebree School as it's all about protecting, educating, and nurturing young children. We take care of children 6 weeks through 12 years old. And there's a typical Celebree school have about 150 children in each one of our schools. So, I've been doing this for over 26 years now. So, 20 years ago, it was all about preschools and early, and it was all about giving parents an opportunity to, both parents were working. So it was a place where mom and dad could drop off their children while they were headed off to work. And over the last several years, we still take care of those families, but it's really about now the importance of early education. I mean, we know now for a fact that 90% of a child's brain is already developed by the age of 5. So there's a lot of emphasis on early education and making sure that these little ones are prepared to enter into kindergarten.
Absolutely. So 26 years, you've been at this a while. When
Yeah.
exactly did you start Celebree, and what was it that made you gravitate towards early childhood education?
So it was started in 1994, and I was blessed enough to have parents that were already in the preschool business. My mom started her school, my parents in 1985, I believe, the year I was graduating high school. So I was, raised in the business, and then in 1994, I was given the opportunity to open my own school. So it's been 27 years of an incredible roller coaster ride ever since. I've enjoyed every second of it.
That's great. What was it that made you franchise the business?
We 2 years ago of March, I've been doing this for 26 years at this point, and we've really mastered the process and procedures, and we know how to open schools, and we know how to run very successful schools. So, back in March, I was thinking, how do I want to spend the rest of my life, and how do I want to grow this thing? And I thought, I could wake up at the age of 60 and have 50 or 60 schools and be like, oh, that was kind of fun and exciting. And but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to give the opportunity to other families, the same opportunity that my parents gave to me. And I'm so glad we made that decision. I'm having an absolute blast with having other families come look at this opportunity and me help them not only become entrepreneurs, open their own business, but in a business and an industry that I believe is second to none. Our industry was just ranked third fastest growing industry in franchising and the second most profitable, according to Fran data.
Yeah, absolutely. The magic of franchising. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. How do you, when you're speaking with a prospective franchisee, how do you explain what Celebree is all about and some of the advantages to them?
The one thing that really separates Celebree is how we coach and develop our people that work inside Celebree. As you know, our tagline is "We grow people big and small." My biggest fear, Robert, was, and it happened to me. My biggest fear was that our franchisees would come into this industry, they would become wildly successful in a very short period of time, and then become bored. And that's exactly what happened to me. Under my mom's leadership, I opened my first school. Within the first 6 months, it was wildly successful. And I had my director, I had all my teachers, the center was full to capacity. And then I was like, okay, what do I do now? And I always have it in the back of mind, because I don't want any of our franchisees to feel that way. So, our biggest, I guess, secret sauce and what really separates Celebree from our competitors is how we grow people big and small. And what I mean by that is that every single person that comes into Celebree is responsible for growing. So as a franchisee, one of your biggest responsibility, I think it's the joy that you will find in this business is coaching, developing people, putting every single person that works for your school on an individual growth plan, helping them get to where they want to be in their career, and also what they want to accomplish as a person. And I think that is, that's a lifetime worth of work that you should never ever get bored with. That with helping people prosper.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. When you look for an ideal quote unquote franchisee, is there a certain type of person that you look for? And should they have educational or childhood education experience?
So to answer your second, no, they do not need educational experience. When I first got into this back in 1994, I didn't have any educational experience. What we're finding right now is that people just want to make a difference and they want to make an impact on their communities. And we're seeing two types of franchisees right now. One that they've been in a career for 25, 30 years and they've worked extremely hard, and now they're just looking to make an impact. And this business gives you such a variety of options to make impacts. You can make an impact in the communities that you're serving. Just opening a Celebree with this kind of high quality services for children, that makes an impact within itself. Just bringing this type of quality to a community, and then it's the impact that you can have on children that are in your care, and it's also impact that you can have on teachers that work inside Celebree schools. So that's really what they're looking for. They're looking for career transitions. But then we're also seeing franchisees that own other types of brands, whether it's in the fast food or whatever it may be, and they're looking to diversify their portfolio, especially during this pandemic. A lot of other industries were hit very, very hard, and they're starting to second guess and look at the option of diversifying their portfolio for their family.
Yeah, absolutely. And here at Franchise City, we're seeing an exodus of executives who are leaving, the corporate world to start businesses and franchises. Are you seeing a similar type of scenario?
Yeah, I think people have had a lot of time to sit back and think about how do they want to spend their second half of their career or their second half of their life, I guess you could say. And we're seeing that, as I mentioned, people are like tired of the same old, same old. They're looking to make a more of an impact on the communities. And I'll give you an example. One of our franchisees, he came from a very large corporation. The company did a lot of philanthropic work, but it really never did work in the community that he lived in. And so this is a great opportunity for him to make an impact on his community where him and his family lives.
So what is your training, your onboarding, your support? What does that look like for a new franchisee?
I think all that really begins, Robert, with the first phone call. I mean, we start educating our potential franchisees on that first phone call. And what I mean by that, as far as, what is this business all about? What's the benefits of owning a Celebree school? What's the investment? And then we move more into the training of how to analyze a lease, how to make the right selection for a Celebree school. Then we move into construction, and then we move into moving where do I order my furniture from. We help in that entire process to the time your school opens, and then the support continues from thereafter.
And a typical day or a week, what does that look like for a new franchisee? And does that change over time? After they've been there a year, 5 years, what does that look like?
Yeah, when I tell you, you're going to say I want one. So I can break it down in three segments, right? The first thing, the best thing about this business is that it's 5 days a week. It's no evenings and it's no weekends. So Celebree School is open 5 days a week, Monday through Fridays, and we open our doors at 6:30 and we close our doors at 6:30, 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m., 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. So Very tight window there, but a typical day for a franchisee, we call it the parent-child teacher experience. So we expect our franchisee to be out in the lobby, walking through the halls as those parents are entering with their children and those teachers are coming in to start their morning. And that's critical because that we call it the parent-child teacher experience. So that's where you're meeting and greeting, and you'll learn so much about your families, and you'll start getting invited to birthday parties. And I'm talking 150 children. So you really got to watch your calendar here because you'll get invited to a ton of birthdays. But I guess my point is that you really become embedded and important and a part of the community that the Celebree School is in. And then from, when children start to be dropped off between 6:30 and normally around 8:30, 9 o'clock, we'll start with morning announcements, get the center motivated and excited. We'll talk about birthdays. We'll do the pledge to the flag. And then the franchisee and the management team really gets started on their smart action plans. What do we want to get accomplished today, whether that's driving enrollments, whether that's doing a individual growth plan in a classroom, doing some sort of observation. And then in the evening, that repeats. We go back into the parent-child teacher experience from 3 o'clock to 6:30 when parents are now starting to pick up and making sure that those relationships are there and that they know how their child's day was. We look at this, Robert, and we say it's not just about the child, it's about the entire family. So if that child is having a rough morning, a rough day, something's happening at home, we need to know that so we can be sensitive to that throughout the day. It's what's the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And that is 100% the truth here at Celebree.
Any just general advice that you might give to aspiring entrepreneurs who are looking to buy a franchise?
I would say the first thing is that I would absolutely 100%, you have to be passionate about the business itself. And I could say early education is an amazing opportunity. I mean, you're talking about children, right? So our average, if we're talking about a 4-year-old and we're talking about an average age of our teacher being 24 to 25, how can that not be fun, right? So you put those two together, it's a good time. So I would say, you have to find an industry that you're considering that you can really get passionate behind. Second, I would say I would investigate the brand. Does this brand is it appealing to me? And then, one of our steps here at Celebree is Discovery Day, where you actually get an opportunity to come and meet with the entire team that's going to be supporting you and helping you in this venture. So I would look at it in that order. Can I get passionate about this? Is the brand appealing to me? And is this a team that I want to be a part of and them supporting me?
Yeah. And it's funny how, we see so many people who just don't consider, is this something that I would enjoy, right? It's just like this tool that's supposed to get them to some ultimate target. And then they find out, hey, I hate this. And guess what? You don't do well when you hate what you're doing.
I'll tell you this. I haven't worked in 26 years and I've worked my tail off for the last 26 years. I just think that if you really want to make an impact on your community and really support and play a major role in other people's success, this is an industry that you definitely want to take a peek at.
Anything that you'd like to add before we wrap up? Any news, new openings, success stories, anything at all?
Like to say again, especially during this pandemic, Robert, I mean, it has been proven that this industry in early education is a vital part of the economy. I mean, every single governor has stated and deemed early education and preschools as a part of the essential workforce, because we know we kind of know it before. We always knew the importance of early education and making sure these children were prepared to enter into kindergarten, and the difference between those that are in high quality preschools or go to preschools and they don't. Now we know for a fact, whether mom or dad go to work or not, this is definitely an essential business for parents. Even the parents right now that are still working from home are still choosing to put their children into preschool not only for their benefit, because they can actually work from home, but for the child's benefit, how important social and emotional and academic is to every single child.
Well, great. Thanks so much for speaking with us today, Richard.
Thank you, Robert.
And we'll place a link down below the video for folks to learn more about the Celebree School franchise. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the Franchise City YouTube channel.
You are listening to Franchise City, interviews with franchises.